Sawadee Cup, welcome back to another video. Today, big news. What is TikTok getting into crypto and blockchain? I'll tell you about that. Also, check out how I bought insurance today, health insurance for 1 year using Bitcoin. And I'm also going to get into some issues with taxes, charities, and how blockchain can fix that. And lastly, I'm going to tell you about while Bitcoin and Ethereum had decreased in price over the last week, these top 10 altcoins hit all-time highs in the same time period. Stay tuned to the very end to check that out because it's very interesting and it leads into the video that I'm going to do later this week, which is my top altcoin picks for 2020. Stay tuned, check it out. Kapkoon Kap. What's up, everybody? All right, we're going to go for a little sunset cruise today. And by cruise, I mean walking. With Rupert. Hi, buddy. Rupert, say hi. Say hi, buddy. Say hello. Say hello. Say hello. So, is TikTok getting in blockchain? No. Sorry for the clickbait, but it's important, right? And why is it important? Because TikTok, there was a Twitter, let me see what his name is, Bangalore. And he said TikTok is nothing more than a social media app, thinly disguised, but it's actually a data collections app. And the list of what it collects from you is shocking. Okay, let me just read this to you. So it tracks your phone hardware, CPU hardware, hardware ID, memory usage, disk space, apps installed, all network details related to IP address, MAC address, Wi-Fi access points, and more. Right? So it tracks so much of your information, and that is crazy. Oh, wait a minute. It also tracks your GPS location. And it pings back your GPS location every 30 seconds to headquarters, right? So that's crazy. So if you want them to know where you're at all the time, then okay. But that's a lot of concern. So what is an alternative? An alternative is looking at decentralized social media apps. This makes a lot of sense. Right? And so what you could do is you could create something, and people are doing this, similar to TikTok, where all of your data is owned by you, and you get to share what you want to share with people who are willing to purchase it from you. And guess who keeps the money from that? You do, right? So whereas you make nothing from all the advertising and all the data collection that something like TikTok does on you, you don't actually get to make any money from them collecting all that data. So you might remember the Cambridge Analytica and Facebook whole scandal that happened, right? One of my friends and one of our advisors, Brittany Kaiser, she was one of the whistleblowers for that whole thing. So if you haven't seen that documentary on Netflix called The Great Hack, I suggest you check it out. This shows exactly, what they did in the Cambridge Analytica scandal, if you don't know, is they basically could find out who, using all of these data collection points, who is like a swing voter, right? Not quite, like, I think they called them the manipulatables or something, right? Basically those who could be manipulated because they were kind of not sure if they wanted Clinton or Trump to win the election. And what they did is they found out, who in swing states was a swing voter, and they targeted them with, like these spam campaigns, like this is the Trump campaign, like anti-Hillary, campaigns that were just badly damaging her reputation. And I'm not saying but people shouldn't be persuaded by this just because they could take advantage of knowing, who you're likely to vote for and these kinds of things. Right? So there's a lot of problems associated with these collection data points and things like that and manipulating things. And so yeah, so what's really cool about a decentralized social media platform where there's a lot of data, a lot of valuable data, right? People say that data is the new gold, and or sorry, data is the new oil, and China is the new Saudi Arabia, and so they've been collecting massive amounts of data, and really we should be looking into supporting new decentralized types of social media applications, right? And I think that's important to note. So next up we had Balancer, right? I talked about that in my last video. Balancer is new DeFi application, and it just received a hack where the hacker was able to steal $500,000 worth of crypto assets. And it was a very sophisticated hack, and it's important to note because I am going to be talking about altcoins and DeFi quite often, and I just want you guys to be aware that this is all still very, very new. And Balancer even said on their, the website that, hey, this is all new. We're still kind of in testnet, so don't put in, a ton of assets that, you're not willing to lose, essentially. And that demonstrates why that is. Hold on, I got to look over here because there's dogs over here that try to scare Rupert, and I brought some treats today to try to distract them. So let's see if they hop out over here anywhere. So anyway, yeah, Balancer was a huge hack. It was all over the news because it's such a popular DeFi app. And yeah, I just want to remind you guys to be very, very careful when using these new DeFi apps because they are decentralized, meaning that you're not going to get your funds back. They don't have insurance funds like some centralized exchanges and things like that. Right? They're still very, very new. Rupert sees a cat. Who is that, Rupert? Is it a cat? You want to be friends with the cat? Yeah, you want to be friends with the cat, huh? Don't you? Go say hi. I really like to not only just talk about like, price action and things like that because I'm a huge advocate of decentralization and it's really important to me, and so I like to talk about different use cases and things like that for blockchain adoption, right? And Rupert, come here. And one of the things that makes the most sense are for things like, for example, like donations, charitable donations, or even like taxes, for example, right? Like I wouldn't have such a big problem paying taxes if I knew where the money was going, right? But as we see right now with the US like bailouts and stimulus, 500 billion is just unaccounted for and not transparent. Like where's that money going? Is it going to Trump Towers? Is it going to Coca-Cola? It's going to these huge companies that have tons of money that don't actually need it, and they don't want to tell us, And so think about like how much better things would be if we paid taxes and we knew exactly where that money was going, right? Rupert, come here. So, and on that note, we have another article coming out talking about the use case for charities and crypto transparency. I think China was the third largest charitable contribution computing. Huge red ants. Rupert, come here. Come here. He just went under this gate, which is closed. Rupert, come here. Come on. Rupert, come here. So anyway, yeah, so charitable contributions, and China being the third largest country in the world for charitable contributions or donations, they had a lot of public outcry, not knowing where the money's going, and then finding out through a leak or a whistleblower or something that it's not actually going where they think it might be going. Rupert! Rupert, come here. Come on, buddy. Come on, Rupert. Come on. Rupert. I think he's gonna take a dump. Yep. So happy. Come on, buddy. So let me give you an example of how using blockchain for taxes and charities is a good idea, right? So let's say that you have a currency that you pay for a charity. Let's say it's to the Red Cross, right? Because I use Red Cross because in 2008 and 2013 in China, the Red Cross was accused of, you know, misappropriating funds. And so let's just say Red Cross, and I want to send, let's say they have a Red Cross token, or they want to use ETH, whatever. We can see exactly who the money goes to. So they say they're going to go buy a bunch of medical supplies, and if they pay in that, we can track from my wallet to Red Cross to buy medical supplies, right? And so we know with transparency exactly what's going on. So that's really important. Hey, come here, come here. Come here. Good dog, come here. Nice. See, win them over with treats. Good doggy. Good dog. Come on, Rupert, leave them alone. Let them eat their treats. Good treats. Good treats. So I'll tell you, if I could, if you know, if I would be much more willing to contribute to charities and taxes and things like that if I knew exactly where the money was going. But we don't, and that's how I feel about that. So, I want to tell you today about a story. Guess what I did? I paid, hi buddy, I paid for an entire year of my medical insurance using Bitcoin. Very, very easy to do. Basically, it would have been otherwise very complicated to do, right? But how I did it, hey, be nice. Be nice. Ready? One for you, one for you. Okay, come on, let's go. Come on this way. So, I paid for my health insurance for a year using Bitcoin, right? And people always want to know how you can use Bitcoin for things like that. So, what they wanted me to do is they wanted me to send them a wire transfer. My God, a bank transfer. So complicated. And so what I could do instead is I could use Paxful, right? And Paxful works with Thai banks, and I could just send some Bitcoin to somebody, and they just deposit in another bank account instantly. So I paid for an insurance using 0.05 Bitcoin or whatever for a year, and I did it in less than 1 minute. It was so fast. Everything, confirmation, everything. Otherwise, it would have been a nightmare. It's so difficult to wire money. It's such a pain in the ass. And this is so easy. Nice. Hey, be nice. Be nice. Be nice. Rupert. Rupert, come here. Hi. Come here, buddy. Hey, 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 be nice. Hey, be nice. Hey, 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 hey. Be nice. Hey, be nice. Okay, next up, we have 61% of at least 61% of Bitcoin has been locked up for over a year and hasn't moved at all. What does that mean? That means people are hodling. People are hodling and not willing to give up the Bitcoin, and this I expect to go up over time for sure, right? So last time we saw this was like 2016 or 13 or something. I'll let you know, but it was a while back, right? That's actually not that important. But what is important is that 61% of Bitcoin that are in circulation aren't moving, right? So that is a large amount, 61%. Boy, Rupert. Good boy. Good boy. You wanna go to the water? You wanna go to the water? Good boy. Look at your little paws wet. Yeah, good boy. Good boy, you have a message for everybody? Want to tell them to buy Bitcoin? Say buy Bitcoin. Buy Bitcoin. Good boy. Buy Bitcoin. Okay, and last thing I want to talk about is we have 10 small cap altcoins that have gone up in the last week while Bitcoin and Ethereum have gone down. Right? I'm just going to read them off to you. If you've been watching my videos, you might recognize some of the names, and this is just all sneak peeks for my top altcoin picks video, which I'm going to do here this week, right? So let me just read off some of these all-time highs to you. You have Universal Market Access, REN, DMM Governance, Synthetics Network, Celsius coming in, clocking in all-time high, Thorchain, talked about that, RSR, talked about that, P Network, Balancer, questionable, right? Balancer. After news today, it's a little questionable. I actually think while this article may state it, I think it's still all-time highs because it launched pretty low, but I think it's down from the last couple of days now. And Alf.im. So while Bitcoin and Ethereum have been down the past week, these top 10 have hit all-time highs. Check out the chart. Anyway, I want to show you one more view of my beautiful surroundings here. Wow. Look at my favorite trees back there. Yep. Favorite trees back there. Over here, ficus tree, really, really cool. And check out the bay behind me, right? So like imagine the community, all blockchain, crypto, and all behind me, see those big villas that we live in, some of us? Imagine that you have some more on the hillside over here, and then you have this beautiful resort over here that's on this beautiful beach. Right now it's called Dolphin Bay, but it might be House of Dow in the future. And yeah, this beach, imagine cleaning it up. The sand is so white, it's so white. And there's just a lot of dead coral and seaweed on it now, but we can clean this up in a couple days, And then you have this beautiful ocean here, and these beautiful sunsets that you see behind me coming. And I haven't recorded my intro yet, but I'll do that up at my house, and maybe you'll see a better sunset at that time. So anyway, guys, you know, that's gonna wrap it up for this video. Hope you guys learned something from it. If you would like and subscribe, I would really appreciate it. That would be amazing. And tell me what you think about this beach I'm walking on, because, you know, we're thinking about House of Dow here, and this might be the next location of House of Dow. You know, and ay, ay, ay. So behind me might be the next location of House of Dow on this beach here. You know, beautiful beach. And I'd love to know what you guys think about it. So, oops, sorry, Rupert. Cool. Look how cool this is. Good boy, Rupert. Good boy. Good doggy. Good doggy. Oh, Rupert. Good doggy. Good doggy.